Good morning, you wonderful people of the Shield Wall Nation. This is your daily report. But before I even get into it, make sure you go down and like, subscribe, and comments on what you think. But most importantly, subscribe. And hit that bell notification icon as well so you know when I put up more videos. So let's get into this. Now, I am going to leave out the global cases, so I'm going to put them down below. Just so you know that California has surpassed New York in positive cases, and 32 states have issued mask mandates, and more are expected to follow. Former Vice President said Donald Trump is the first racist to be elected as president. Also, Biden said that we've had racists, and they've existed, and they've tried to get elected president, but he's the first one that has. His comments were made on the same day Congressman Bobby Rush said that president is really trying to instigate a race war so that he can come out as the real Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. Apparently no one knows history. We've had I think one slave owner as a president, and he was a Democrat. So anyways, shows that they don't know what the heck they're talking about. And once again, they're trying to drag President Trump through the mud as usual. So that's a typical tactic for them. Let's see. Up in the Portland City Council banned all local police for cooperating with the federal law enforcement or intentionally using force on journalists and legal observers. Mayor Ted Wheeler said, "What's happening on our streets is not an assault on Portland values, but on American norms." Wheeler joined the crowd surrounding the federal Hartfield courthouse last night and was subjected to tear gas as part of the federal law enforcement's efforts to physically repel activists from federal property. The mayor was also berated by the crowd with expletives, had trash dumped in front of him, had objects thrown at him, received calls for his resignation, and had leaf blowers blown in his face. Mayor Wheeler continued to blame federal law enforcement for instigating unprovoked attacks on the crowd. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Mark Morgan characterized Portland's operations, saying, "Anarchists are willingly organizing, planning and coordinating, and preparing themselves and bringing weapons to the areas with the intent to destroy federal property and harm federal agents and officers. That is criminal, and that cannot be justified." End quote. Meanwhile, Federal Protective Services have reported that 3 officers have possibly permanent eye injuries from laser attacks, and also reported on the radio communications are being jammed. Additionally, officers will be replacing name tags with badge numbers due to extensive doxing campaigns. So, just so you know, wonderful Mayor Wheeler over there has committed a federal crime. And you're like, what federal crime is that? Well, the federal crime to leave the area when told to. So he's a federal criminal right now. So there's that. He's an idiot. No one likes him now. Not even the people he was protesting with or rioting with, trying to burn down the federal building. They don't even like him there. People are calling for his resignation. Like he just don't see it. It was just kind of sad. So, there's that. NFAC live stream. Grandmaster Jay warned would-be infiltrators of the formation, "If you ain't who you say you are, we're going to kill you right here." He continued, "We're not playing with y'all. Y'all ain't gonna infiltrate this." He claimed that the Louisville attendance will be 5 times as many as the Stone Mountain March, or roughly 500 to 1,000. He also denounced those hoping to cause violence, stating that they are a militia, not a mob. And we don't start nothing, but we finish everything. Jay also informed members that that members of the Boogaloo movement have contacted him to offer additional security to the march. In a final note, Jay instructed members to no longer use the NFAC logos or the hashtag NFAC online unless they wish to be banned. Jay received criticism from many on social media, including from suspected black supremacist Tariq Nasheed, over his desire to accept help from the Boogaloo movement. So, here's my thought. And you know I'm going to give you my thought. And I'm going to get a whole bunch of thumbs down because I'm just saying one little bad widow thing about NFAC and everyone gets their widow feelings hurt. And I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't appease you, nor do I care to appease you. If you like what I say, then so be it. If you don't, then so be it. I'm not here to earn your respect, nor do I care for someone's respect that I do not know. So anyways, like I said, Grandmaster Jay said that we are not a mob, we're a militia, right? But yet you're going to kill people right here. It said, let's read that again. If you ain't who you say you are, we're going to kill you right here. So you're going to execute someone. Sounds like a mob. This once again proves my point that he flaps his gums before his mind catches up. And then he goes back on something else and regrets what he says and then backs it up by saying exactly what he said before. However, the Boogaloo movement, it's been thrown around in two different ways. The Boogaloo movement is apparently a far right, stop me if I'm wrong, a far right movement. And it, in fact, has kind of been known to be a quote-unquote white supremacist group. But then also, the Boogaloo movement is anyone that is against the government. Be it white, brown, yellow, purple, green, black, turquoise, magenta, egg white, whatever, is all part of that. And that's what I think it is. But in another video I gave you the actual definition of what defines the actual Boogaloo movement. However, I will not wear a Hawaiian shirt. I don't own any, nor do I plan on buying one unless I go to Hawaii. And then I probably won't even wear it. But anyways, I'm glad that they got together and they're getting together. Because this ain't about just black people. It's about everyone standing up against our misguided government. And this, hopefully, if it goes off without a hitch, will make a lot of our government shit their pants. Because if NFAC can bring out roughly 500 to 1,000 people, and then the Boogaloo movement can, let's say, match that, that's 1,000, 2,000 people up on the street. And if it goes peacefully, no destruction of anything, no anything, kind of like what happened in Virginia when everyone marched on the courthouse and there wasn't much trash around at all. In fact, I've heard stories that there were no trash. In fact, it was cleaner when they left. If they can do that in Louisville, that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, on to the next topic. Let's talk about economics. Economist Stephen Roach warned that the double dip economy recession is approaching. The odds of a relapse, not just the virus but the economy itself, the so-called dreaded double dip, is very real. Roach cited a decline in consumer demand in the U.S. economy as the source of a lot of problems for business hirings, and potential corporate bankruptcies in the second half of the year. Roach warned of consequential budget deficit issues, inflation, and even a dollar crash. Last month, he issued warnings that the dollar would fall 35% by 2021. He cited that the dollar is down more than 5% over the past 3 months and is the early stages of what's going to be a protracted downturn. So from the beginning, one of the top key assumptions was that the economy would deteriorate, social conditions, and possibly political violence would worsen. If Roach is correct, and we not only have an economic and financial problems, but also monetary problems from a weakening dollar, causing the cost of goods to rise, then we are likely to see an increase in social unrest. Let's see. Along with that, we also will have more bankruptcies. Now, the bankruptcies, it says the New York University business professor Edward Altman warned that the coming wave of mega bankruptcies will break the all-time record, even greater than 2009. So who was president in 2009? Altman defines a mega bankruptcy as being over $1 billion and says that there are close to 40 of them this year. Altman predicts that the number will increase by 70 by the end of this year. So, hopefully with the virus dissipating, I'm hoping things will get better. And the thing that's kind of disgusting is that the Democrats are almost cheering the fact that our economy is tanking under Trump administration. And I think that's absolutely disgusting. Whether that's even I'm pretty sure there's some Republicans that don't like Trump that are happy that it's tanking too. But any government official glad that our economy is tanking as a country so their opposition looks bad, that's disgusting. Because everyone's not benefiting from that. It's like lighting my house on fire if I don't like my girlfriend. It's not just hurting her, it's hurting me. And that's exactly what they're doing. They can't get their heads out of their asses about it. They're so hell-bent on hating Trump that they don't see the bigger picture of everything. I hope you understand this. Because I'm speechless. I'm speechless. The fact that our government, the people that we give money to so they can make millions while majority of us are scrapping by, they're making millions and then crashing our economy, make us suffer more so they can benefit. That's why the government's corrupt. And that's why I'm glad that what's going on with NFAC and the Boogaloo movement, hopefully it scares the shit out of them and makes them wake up and saying, guess what, we don't have control of this anymore. Because, like I said, it ain't just about black lives anymore. It's about American lives. And all this chaos going on, especially in democratic cities where they let their own cities burn. In Seattle, where they let their own people suffer in the chop zone. In Portland, where they're burning down the city and people are moving out. In Chicago, where that's been a disaster for decades under Democratic rule. Baltimore, where it has the most corrupt police officers under a black Democrat. Kind of makes you think, right? It's mind-blowing that the fact that they benefit off of our country suffering and they're okay with it. Anyways, I'll leave you with that little nugget. Think about it, chew it, enjoy it. Meanwhile, Shield Wall Nation, you stay strong, you stay resilient. Shield Wall up.